Impact Arts and partners including the Waterways Trust Scotland have come together to facilitate canal regeneration through art in a project about community consultation. A number of schools in the Port Dundas area of Glasgow have taken part in art sessions which were led by local artists with a view to increasing the children's awareness of the surrounding canal area. This film is a documentation of the school's project and also includes interviews with prominent partners, artists, teachers and the children involved.
The Waterways Trust are one of the organisations who are working with ISIS and Key Haven in order to get people's views in the community about the regeneration of the canal. The canal is a central part of the whole of North Glasgow, and it's very important that we get people's views on any new developments that are happening in the area and near to the canal. Community consultation to me is about getting people's views and ideas about things that are going on in their area and how that affects them, how that it influences kind of behaviours and new people coming into the area, and what effect that has on the employment in the area. It's very important for this project to involve school children, because school children are the future residents, we hope, of North Glasgow, and especially around Fairhill and Port Dundas. So it's very important to involve children in what they think is going to happen in the area and what they would like to see, and what's going to keep them in the area in terms of employment and also living.
Well, firstly, the name Isis was the Egyptian goddess of rebirth and regeneration, which really sums up our remit as an organisation, which is to deliver the rebirth and rejuvenation of communities along Britain's canals. In terms of people, we're very lucky we get an opportunity to work with stakeholders and community, which is very different from other organisations, and really try and embrace the ideas that those people bring to the table. We're also very lucky in terms of water. All our projects are next to the canal, and there's something just very special about water, whether it be the tranquility of water or the activity that happens on water. So there's something very special about it. And finally, it's about places. We really do believe in creating places that people, we hope, will be proud to live in, happy to work in, and love to visit.
Has anyone heard the word regeneration before? Yeah? Does anyone think they know what it means? Yeah? New beginning, that's right. What were you going to say? A wee bit louder, sorry. Something new, that's right. So it's new things that are happening, it's making things better. So it's changing the old things and making them newer and fresher and better for the future. So that's the sort of thing we're going to be thinking about today.
We came in and I spoke a bit about the waterways and about the canals with them and asked how much they knew about it and told me a bit about what they've seen going on. And then it led us into a conversation about the environment and the local community around the canals and the Clyde. So they told me a bit about the wildlife, the sort of buildings they see. We split into 3 groups and we had street furniture. We had a group that focused mostly on trees and plants. They made sort of foliage. And the third group, they designed flowers and things like that for the area as well.
We structured the day by beginning with talking about canals and talking about the inner city, and structured it so that we managed to draw kind of ideas about the older times in Glasgow, and combine that with kind of like the future in Glasgow, and the children basically use paint as the medium for the banner.
Maybe breaks gives people a different way of working apart from anything else. Maybe people who don't get on so well in traditional ways of learning, they can find something that they're really good at.
But ended up bringing in photographs of the area, got them to draw out their houses, their school buildings, community centre, the shops, anything to do with the local area. And then we went on to designing a futuristic street that they'd actually like to have in their street instead of their normal houses. Got them to use different materials, used a bit of collage as well. And then in the afternoon, we ended up getting them to do 3D models from their designs that they'd already done in the morning.
ISIS believes that community consultation is far more than a tick-in-the-box exercise. We very much passionately believe in talking with people, listening to people and responding to people, and giving the community a full role in developing the proposals for the area. The arts and culture has been playing an increasingly important role in regeneration, and that's something that should be echoed in schools. I think for us, regeneration's about more than bricks and mortar, and I think probably education should be about more than maths and English. It's about trying to give people both education and regeneration, but trying to enable people to enjoy life to its fullest.
I choose to do mat work because it's a good way, in terms of regeneration projects, it's a good way of really focusing on the actual area around you and really thinking about what it looks like. And what we've done this morning is a way of maybe having fun with it and enlarging things, so really looking at a small little detail and making it bigger, but using colour, shape, and almost creating something different, I suppose. So it's taking it from, I don't know, I suppose it's symbolic for it deals with change and how something can look quite different.
Projects that involve children in terms of looking at their area and getting involved in the using maps and master planning and teaching children master planning really do increase the awareness of children and what is in the area that they because they probably don't know that the canal is on their doorstep. So the first thing that it does is brings the awareness of the canal up the agenda into children's minds, and hopefully it'll get more people and more families walking on the canal in the future.
They knew quite a lot already. I think it's something that they've been actively working on in that school, which was great. I think it's a sort of fresh approach to have someone new coming into the school, and they're used to their class teachers and the sort of format of their day, doing their different lessons and things like that. So to have someone coming in and their usual days being put on hold and it's something completely new. I mean, a few times I was asked, are we doing this all day? And they were really excited that they weren't doing maths or English, they were just going to be doing art. Although I think they weren't quite aware that they were actually learning as they go, because we were having a lot of discussions about the environment as we went. And as I say, it made for a sort of interesting chat, and something they seemed to be quite interested in. Today we're working on a large-scale canal boat. We're making it out of withy canes and cardboard panels. So we're starting off the day in two groups. The first group are making the top part of the boat, the sort of house part, and the other group are working on making the hull of the boat.
We've been making a boat out of wood in it, and we've been drawing pictures to put on in the boat. I learned how to work in a group and all that.
I started the day telling the kids a bit about the canal to get them thinking about what kind of activities they might want to do at the canal. I asked them whether they'd visited it before. A lot of them hadn't, or a lot of them found it maybe an unsafe place to go down to. We talked about ways that we could make it safer, like lighting and, you know, CCTV, fencing on the canal. And then we did a wee brainstorming session, drawing pictures about how we'd like the canal to look.
I've been drawing a park and a canal with sponge painting, and now I'm drawing a flat for the canal. We've been working on the canal, and we've been doing what we want to see round about the canal, and what kind of buildings we'd like to see and stuff like that.
It's quite nice to push the desks aside and let them do something on a large scale and let them go a bit wild, and you know, it's quite exciting for them. And working in a group on one big group image is something that they often maybe don't do as well, so it's learning how to maybe share things more, and maybe composition on a large scale was a lot to learn, as well as, you know, obviously thinking about what they'd like to see in their community and that kind of thing.
Began today because I was doing the People and Community project by doing character profiles of different people in the community and encouraging the children not to think about themselves but think about other members of their community.
The main thing we wish to gain from this project is really trying to stimulate debate and get as many ideas from as many people as possible about the future of this part of the city. It's getting ideas from people at the start of the project and also getting ideas from the next generation, because we believe that if our regeneration proposals are successful, and we passionately believe they will be, that these projects will be around, these places that we create will be around for generations to come. So it's important to get ideas from as many of those younger people that will enjoy them for generations to come as possible.